Did you know that right now, in 2025, your dream destination, that beach, that city, that once-in-a-lifetime adventure, might already be closing its gates to you as a Filipino? Not next year, not someday, this year, right now. And here's the gut punch, it's not random. These countries aren't just changing rules, they're reshaping who gets to dream, who gets to move, and who gets left behind. Today, we're tearing back the curtain on the 10 countries canceling or tightening Filipino visas in 2025 and the raw, painful reasons why. Will your plans survive this global shift? Or will you wake up to find your travel dreams shattered before you even pack your bags? This isn't just about visas. It's about dignity, resilience, and proving the world wrong when it tries to shut you out. So buckle up. We're not just travelers, we're fighters. Let's find out where the fight begins. Let me tell you a story. Maria, a 29-year-old Filipina nurse, always dreamed of Europe. But not the usual Paris or Rome. She wanted Montenegro, a place with medieval towns, postcard beaches, and jaw-dropping mountains. Last year, she did it. No visa, no stress. She just flew in, wandered the cobbled streets of Kotor, swam in the Adriatic, and felt free. But in 2025, that door might slam shut. Here's why. Montenegro's been quietly tracking Filipino visitors, and they've noticed a rise in overstays, under-the-table work, and travelers sneaking into nearby EU countries. The government's response? Cancel visa-free entry. Starting this year, Filipinos may need advance visas, confirmed hotel bookings, and bank statements just to set foot there. Imagine, your dream vacation now tangled in red tape, all because a few broke the rules. Is it fair? Does it punish honest travelers like you and me? If Montenegro is on your bucket list, 2024 may have been your last golden chance. Hard fact, in 2023, Montenegro welcomed over 2,000 Filipino tourists, but overstays spiked by 18%. Governments watch numbers like hawks, and when they tighten borders, it's the regular dreamers who pay the price. Let me know in the comments. Where are you watching from? Have you ever dreamed of wandering Europe's hidden corners? Smash that like button if you believe travel should stay open for honest people. And don't even think about leaving, because up next, we reveal a country you'd never guess is canceling Filipino visas this year. Stay tuned. I promise you'll be shocked. Imagine this. Althea, a 30-year-old from Davao, standing at the edge of Lake Sevan, arms stretched wide, yelling, "I'm the queen of the world." She'd flown to Armenia last year. No visa, no fuss, just her passport, a cheap ticket, and a hunger for adventure. She hiked snow-capped Caucasus peaks, wandered through ancient monasteries carved straight into cliffs, and let's be real, downed enough Armenian brandy to erase the memory of her ex's texts. Pure travel magic, right? But here's the punchline no one's laughing at. 2025 could slam the door on that freedom. Why? Armenian officials are raising eyebrows over a sharp rise in Filipino overstays. Some travelers sneak into under-the-table jobs. Others use Armenia as a launch pad to bounce into neighboring countries. And just like that, Armenia, this underrated European wonder, is tightening the screws. Soon, Filipinos may need hotel reservations, return flights, income proof, and yep, maybe even personal interviews just to set foot there. No more easy airport stamp. And here's a fact that stings. Armenia saw a 15% increase in visa overstays from 2023 to 2024, with Filipinos among the flag nationalities. That's not just a statistic. That's the kind of shift that can reshape thousands of travel dreams. One missing paper? Denied. One suspicious detail? Blacklisted. A small mistake? Goodbye, Armenian bucket list. Now, I'm throwing this straight at you. Would you still brave the paperwork storm to see Armenia's ancient wonders? Or are you crossing it off your list for easier spots like Thailand or Vietnam? Let's make this a conversation. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm seriously curious what you think. Oh, and by the way, are you subscribed yet? If not, what are you waiting for? Hit that button so you don't miss the next country, because up next, we're revealing a shocking destination you'd never expect is shutting out Filipinos this year. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine Paolo, a 27-year-old backpacker from Cebu who always dreamed of standing face-to-face with giant tortoises on the Galapagos Islands, hiking through the mighty Andes, and wandering the colorful streets of Quito. In 2024, Paolo made that dream come true. No visa, no hassle, just his Philippine passport and a spirit for adventure. Ecuador welcomed Filipinos visa-free, opening its Amazon jungles and Pacific beaches like a warm, untouched paradise. But here's the twist. In 2025, that freedom is slipping away. Why? Ecuador's government has caught on to a rising trend. Filipino tourists overstaying their welcome, quietly picking up local or even remote online jobs without permits, bending the rules just enough to raise red flags. Authorities are now tightening the ropes. Filipinos will soon need full visa applications. Not just a passport, but advance approval, proof of hotel bookings, return tickets, income statements, and maybe even interviews. It's no longer the carefree getaway it used to be. Now you have to ask, is Ecuador still worth the hassle when it's no longer hassle-free? Here's a hard fact. Ecuador saw over 1.2 million tourists in 2024, but reports show a 12% increase in visa overstays, with Filipinos among the flagged groups. And when countries see patterns like this, they move fast to protect their borders. Real-world consequence? Miss one paperwork requirement, and you face visa rejection, fines, deportation, or being blacklisted for future travel. So let me ask you, traveler to traveler, would you still chase the Galapagos dream if it meant jumping through hoops? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever been to Ecuador, or is it still on your bucket list? Smash that like button if you believe travel should stay open for honest adventurers like us. And don't go anywhere. Next, we're exposing a country you'd never guess is closing its doors to Filipinos this year. Stick around. I promise you'll want to hear this shocking reveal. Did you ever think the land of lions, leopards, and endless savannas would suddenly tell Filipinos, wait, you need a visa now? Wild, right? Picture this. Kevin from Cebu, the ultimate wildlife enthusiast, steps off the plane in Johannesburg, camera ready, whispering to himself, just one lion, please, just one lion. 2 days later, he's snapping photos with zebras, hiking Table Mountain, and posting hashtag Mabuhay South Africa like a proud tourist. That was the dream. No visa, no stress, to show up and dive straight into Africa's wilderness. But here's the shocking reality. 2025 is about to flip the script. South African authorities are raising the red flag. Filipino overstayers are increasing, with some using fake documents or working under the table. And now, they're tightening the rules. No more visa-free entry. Expect to see visa applications, financial checks, return tickets, and maybe even embassy interviews just to set foot in South Africa. Imagine Kevin now, stuck in a crowded embassy, sweating as he double-checks his documents, hoping he can still make it to the safari of his dreams. This could be the new reality for every Filipino traveler. So here's the big question for you. Would you still go through all the hassle for the chance to experience South Africa's wildlife? Or do you think this new system is just too much? What's the right move here in your opinion? Should we push for a change or accept the rules? Let's get this conversation going. I want to hear your thoughts. Ever dream of waking up to the sight of the Taj Mahal, sipping chai on a crowded street in Delhi, or dancing your heart out at the next Diwali festival? This was the dream for many Filipinos. Just book a flight, pack a bag, and boom, a magical, visa-free journey to India, the land of colors, culture, and history. But guess what? That dream could soon be shattered. Meet Sarah, a Filipina in her 20s, backpacking across India for the first time. She's in Agra, gazing up at the Taj Mahal, eyes wide with awe. She's been to Jaipur, riding camels in the desert. She's eaten street food that's left her belly both full and thrilled. For Sarah, it was easy. No visa, no stress. Just an adventure waiting to happen. But things are about to change. In 2025, India is considering imposing strict visa requirements for Filipino travelers due to a rise in overstays and illegal work. If that happens, you'll need proof of return tickets, accommodations, and financial stability. Basically, jumping through hoops to experience the magic of this country. Here's the big question. Is India's enchantment worth the hassle? Will you be willing to jump through all those hoops for a taste of the culture, history, and beauty? If India is on your bucket list, 2024 might just be your last chance for an easy escape. So, would you risk the extra paperwork for the trip of a lifetime, or are you going to wait and see? I'm curious. What do you think should happen here? Should we keep it visa-free, or is this necessary to protect India's borders? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to hear your opinions. Picture this. You've just landed in Belgrade, Serbia, a country known for its rich history, beautiful countryside, and vibrant culture. You strolled down cobblestone streets, taking in the incredible architecture, with the sound of street musicians filling the air. And here's the best part. You don't need a visa. Serbia has been one of the easiest, visa-free spots for Filipinos to explore in Europe, making it a perfect hidden gem for wanderers like you. But guess what? That freedom might not last much longer. Meet Tom, a Filipino who took the leap and made Serbia his summer adventure. He explored charming towns, relaxed by the Danube River, and soaked in the nightlife of Belgrade. The best part? No visa hassle. Just show up and get lost in the beauty. But after hearing about the increasing number of Filipinos using Serbia as a stepping stone to sneak into other European Union countries like Hungary and Austria, Serbia's government is changing its game plan. In 2025, Serbia plans to impose visa requirements for Filipino travelers. That means longer waits, more paperwork, and a bigger hassle before you can explore this off-the-beaten-path gem. The dream of spontaneous travel could be over, and it might soon be a lot harder to book your trip. Hold on a second. From our stats, we've got more viewers outpacing subscribers. What are you waiting for? If you've been enjoying the Insyd so far, it's time to hit that subscribe button and join our amazing community of like-minded explorers. You won't want to miss the next big reveal. Thank you for being here. All right, back to Serbia. So, the big question is, will you still make the journey to Serbia if it means more paperwork and long waits? Look, we get it. Traveling is supposed to be fun, not a paperwork nightmare. But this shift is already happening. The authorities in Serbia are trying to tighten things up to stop people from abusing the system. So, 2024 might just be your last chance to experience Serbia the easy way. But here's the catch. Is it still worth it? The country offers so much more than just an easy visa-free entry. You've got the food, the culture, the unique blend of East and West that makes Serbia a one-of-a-kind destination. Are you still up for it? Even if the process is a little more complicated? I want to hear from you. What do you think about these changes? Are you still willing to take the extra steps to visit Serbia? Drop your thoughts below and let's discuss. I'll be keeping an eye on the comments. And trust me, you won't want to miss what comes next. There's more shocking news about countries changing their visa policies, so stay tuned. All right, imagine this. You're standing in the heart of Moscow, gazing at the towering Red Square with its iconic architecture, feeling the chill air of the vast Siberian landscapes brushing your face. The culture, the history, the mystery of Russia, it's everything you've dreamed of and more. And the best part? You didn't need to worry about a visa. Filipino travelers could just pack their bags and go. But 2025? That might be a different story. Let me tell you about Laura, a Filipino who finally checked off her dream destination from her bucket list, Russia. She spent weeks exploring the streets of Moscow, getting lost in the beauty of St. Petersburg and feeling the awe of the Hermitage Museum. No visa stress, just pure adventure. But, as we know, things don't stay the same forever. Global political tensions are rising, and Russia, always playing by its own rules, is tightening its borders. So, what does that mean for Filipino travelers like you and me? Well, 2025 could bring a visa requirement for entry. No more spontaneous trips to the iconic Red Square. Instead, you might need to deal with long visa applications, proof of finances, hotel reservations, and more paperwork than you can handle. And trust me, no one wants that extra hassle when you could be out there living your best life. Now, don't get me wrong. Russia's charm is undeniable. The history, the mystical landscapes, the culture. It's all part of what makes Russia such an irresistible destination. But with global politics playing a big role, will that magic still call you when a visa process stands between you and your next Russian adventure? Real talk. If 2025 changes everything, will you still take the plunge? Or will the political baggage be too much to bear? I want to know what you think. Is a Russian adventure worth the extra paperwork? Or is it too much of a hassle? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about it. And stay tuned, because we've got more countries about to pull the same stunt. You won't want to miss it. What if Brazil, the country known for its stunning beaches, epic carnivals, and the endless samba, starts making it harder to visit? Sound crazy, right? But might be reality by 2025. Here's why. Brazil has long been an open door for Filipino travelers. No visa required. Just book a flight and you're good to go. But things are changing, and here's the controversy. There's been a rise in Filipinos overstaying their welcome and seeking informal work in Brazil. The government's noticed, and now they're considering slapping on new visa requirements for travelers like you and me. Yes, a visa, something that could include financial checks, detailed travel plans, and a whole lot of red tape. Let me paint a picture for you. Meet Liza, a Filipino who has dreamed of Rio for years. She finally gets to Copacabana Beach, surrounded by the endless energy of the city. She's in awe. But after hearing the news about Brazil tightening its entry requirements, Liza wonders if the visa hassle is worth it. Will she be able to visit her dream destination without all the new bureaucracy standing in the way? The reason behind these changes? Brazil's been noticing Filipinos using it as a stepping stone to other South American countries. More travelers are using Brazil as a base to hop to places like Argentina and Chile. Now, the government is trying to prevent that. So, here's the big question. If Brazil becomes a headache to visit, with long visa processes and financial checks, will it still hold its place on your travel bucket list? We want to know, do you think this is a fair move by Brazil, or is this just another way to limit access? Drop your thoughts below, and don't go anywhere. We're just getting started. Keep watching. The next country on our list might surprise you. Imagine walking along the beaches of Tel Aviv, or gazing up at the iconic Western Wall in Jerusalem, soaking in the centuries of history. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, for years, Israel has been one of the most accessible destinations for Filipinos. No visa required. But that dream is at risk of slipping away. Why? Israel's once open-door policy is facing a major shift. Increased incidents of overstays and illegal work, combined with growing security concerns in the region, are pushing Israel to rethink its entry rules. They're considering background checks, visa applications, and even stricter monitoring for travelers like us. But here's where it gets personal. Imagine this. You've dreamt of standing at the Dead Sea, the salt crystals sparkling under the sun, and now, suddenly, you find out that you'll have to navigate a maze of red tape just to get in. Meet Andre, a Filipino who had always dreamed of visiting Jerusalem. He had saved for months, carefully planning his trip around the sacred landmarks of Israel. But now, the thought of extra paperwork and background checks is making him reconsider. Is it still worth it? So, here's the big question. Will these new restrictions make you rethink visiting Israel? Are the spiritual and cultural experiences of the Holy Land worth the potential hurdles? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Israel is still worth the visa hassle? And don't go anywhere. We've got one last country that might leave you questioning everything. Keep watching, and we'll dive deeper into why these changes are happening and what it means for your future travels. The Maldives, luxury resorts, turquoise waters, overwater bungalows, has been a honeymoon favorite for Filipinos. No visa required. It's like that dream vacation where the sand is soft, the sunsets are unreal, and you can literally wake up in paradise. Sounds like the perfect getaway, right? But starting 2025, that could all change. Why? Authorities in the Maldives have noticed a disturbing trend. Filipino visitors overstaying or seeking informal work in the booming tourism industry. A paradise for relaxation is turning into a potential headache for the local government. As a result, the Maldives is considering scrapping its visa-free policy. So what does that mean for you? Imagine this. You've planned your dream vacation, packed your bags, and you're already picturing yourself lounging by the crystal-clear waters. But then you find out that getting in isn't as easy as it used to be. Suddenly, there's paperwork, visa applications, and maybe even a whole lot of waiting. Is the promise of paradise still worth the extra hurdles? Will the allure of those iconic bungalows outweigh the inconvenience of jumping through a few more hoops? For many, the Maldives remains at the top of the list, but will these potential changes make you reconsider your plans? What do you think? Here's a thought. I know a couple, Sarah and James. They were all set for their dream honeymoon in the Maldives, but the visa rumors have them wondering if they should book their flights or rethink everything. The Maldives was their first choice, but with the chance of having to deal with extra documentation and delays, they're torn. They still love the idea, but is it still as attractive when you know there could be paperwork delays? That's the question we're all wondering. So what about you? If the Maldives isn't as easy to get to as it once was, will you still go? Or will you say goodbye to that dream? Let me know your thoughts below. Now, the Maldives may have just shaken us up with that visa news, but it's not the end of the line. No. We're just getting started, because there's still more to discuss, more countries, more travel news that could leave you questioning your next adventure. So, keep those passports ready and those thoughts flowing, because this journey doesn't end here. In fact, I want you to keep this conversation going. What are your thoughts on all these visa changes? Are you rethinking your dream vacation spots? Or will you jump through those hoops for the ultimate experience? Drop your thoughts below and let's chat. Because trust me, what's coming next might just surprise you. Stay tuned. We're just getting warmed up.